Now, when I got into about my first year of running my own business, I kind of realised that I needed a mentor of sorts. I've always rested on the fact that I spend a lot of time trying to read and trying to listen to podcasts from people, both in the marketing industry and just in the business industry, who I really respect. And the information they have provided and the links they have shared to other things and the books I've bought and the other people that I've been able to engage with off the back of that has really been invaluable. And I do consider that a form of mentorship. So if you are struggling for information and advice about anything, whether that is business related or marketing related, or just in terms of personal life, how we navigate our lives, tapping into those kinds of things and just simply asking for recommendations on social media as to what people recommend is a really invaluable thing you can do. But after that first year, I realised that although having that source of information was great, it wasn't quite enough. Although you are listening in from various different people about the experiences they've had, it didn't really provide you with any information or answer to the very specific business questions that you might be facing at the moment. So I made the effort and went out and found a business mentor. Finding a mentor, again, is going to be trying to find the right person that works for you. There are no right or wrong answers. Again, because the way these things work, it doesn't necessarily need to be someone local that you can meet up with face to face. Obviously, you can do these things over phone and Skype as well. I did spend quite a lot of time going out and trying to find business mentors who specifically work with digital marketers or digital marketing agencies. Although there's a whole range of business mentors, I did find that I needed someone who at least had a fairly solid understanding of what the digital marketing industry was like. Although they could bring lots of other experiences, there is a lot to cover, and when you're trying to explain to someone the absolute basics of how Google works, it's easier to find someone with that experience already. Subsequently, after kind of a lot of filtering down from about 15 shortlisted people, I ended up going for a sponsored business mentorship, which is based specifically down here in the southwest of the UK. Part of that was for the reason it was free, and simply for the reason that because it was still early days, it made a very sensible decision to, if something is free, why pay for it? Other business mentors can charge a hell of a lot of money. Now, obviously that is because they value they provide, but it was a careful consideration and something that really worked. So having a business mentor means that I can sit down once a month and essentially just drop all the information, all my concerns and worries and just, things that are going on in the business. And that in itself is quite a therapeutic activity. From there though, and as much as what I've been saying to you in these various lessons about where you want to get to, the business mentor can help you structure a plan from a very strategic business perspective to actually how you're going to go out and achieve these things. Now, at this year one stage, I realised that I had maxed out my number of hours I had available in a month, and therefore, because I was selling all my hours, I'd realised I hit a ceiling in terms of the amount of revenue that I could be bringing in. With that, it's a case of, okay, well, my overall strategic goal is to be bringing in more money. But if I can't bring in any more money because I'm selling all my hours already, where do I go from here? His advice was obviously to then start having an analysis of the clients that I'm working on. Massive advantage in that was, first of all, I realised that I could outsource some of my work, which subsequently freed up more of my time to take on other higher paid work elsewhere. And secondly, it also helped me to audit the clients that I was currently working with to see which ones were and weren't a right fit in terms of personality type and in terms of how much money they were bringing in. That meant that I could then subsequently feel with a fair degree of confidence at being able to drop a couple of the clients that I was working with where it just wasn't working. And again, subsequently, that freed up more time in order for me to be able to take on additional, more interesting, higher paid clients. If I hadn't done that, if I hadn't sat down with the business mentor, I would probably be in a very similar position as to where I was last year. That is just one example of how a business mentor has benefited me. Things that they can get you to think about and analyse and talk to about is really invaluable because it can cover so many different things. So at this stage, when you're thinking about sort of where you want to get to, you don't have to have a business mentor from day one, but particularly if you are focused on achieving high growth or setting up a digital agency, you know that you cannot do this by yourself. Self-employment is by its very nature quite a solitary activity, and therefore because you are the business owner, it feels as though all the responsibilities are on you to work out and solve. But in this instance, if you can bring in someone who is smarter than you or has been there and done that before, it is far more effective in being able to get the answers from them rather than having for you to work it out itself. You can learn from their mistakes. So go out there, just have a Google as to what business mentors are available in your area or your particular industry. See what prices they charge, and also make a point of speaking, if you can, to any of their clients that they are currently working with, to get a third person recommendation as to whether or not they feel like they're the right fit for you. Ultimately, it's only by meeting them you are going to work out. You could have two identical people who have the same level of experience, but it's only by seeing if your personalities click that they are the one that could be right for you. Bear in mind, there is always going to be help out there to help you take your business forwards and to help you achieve your overall goals of where you want to get to.